This is iPhone 17, and among all the colors that iPhone 17 has got, this one is my favorite, and this one is in sage color. And when you get a new iPhone box, one of the most satisfactory action is unboxing this. So let's unbox this and see what's inside. Alright, so once you have unboxed your iPhone and got your hands on the new iPhone out of the box, then what you have to do is you have to just long press the power button, which will basically turn on your iPhone. So when you long press it, you will see a welcome screen like this, which will basically show you Namaste or hello. That's just a way of greeting you. So all you have to do is here you have to swipe up, and when you swipe up, your iPhone will ask you to choose the language. Here I'll select English, and after that it will ask the country or region. I'll select India, and this will further proceed to set the language and country or region for this iPhone. So just wait for a few seconds and this will be ready for the next step. Here it will ask you to set the appearance. So whether you want to keep the appearance default one or medium or large. You can select it depending upon your preference, whether you prefer large text or medium or default. I'm okay with medium one, so I'll go with that and then tap continue. Further, it will show you the iPhone setup screen where you can simply quickly set up your iPhone from any other iPhone. So if you have got any other iPhone or any Apple device running on iPhone 17 or later, you can simply bring that device next to this iPhone and a pop-up will appear on that iPhone to proceed with the setup for this. But I'm not going to do that because I have already created a video showing you the exact steps. So I'll simply go with the another option, which is setting up without any Apple device. So just select this option, set up without another device, and after that this iPhone will set up as a new iPhone. Further, you can decide which languages you want to keep for keyboard and dictation. Currently English India is set here, and I'm good with that. But if you want, you can customize that by tapping on customize option here and adding any keyboard. But don't worry, we will do that later. So we will just go back and proceed with the selected settings. So tap on use selected settings, and then further it will ask to choose the Wi-Fi network. And having a Wi-Fi network here is pretty important because your iPhone will need the internet access to proceed further. I'll go with this one. And once you have logged into your Wi-Fi network and connected your iPhone to that, next tap continue and it will start activating this iPhone. You can see it is showing it may take a few minutes to activate your iPhone. That means you'll have to just wait for a few seconds, and after that the iPhone will be activated. Alright, so after a few seconds the iPhone has been activated, and further it asks whether you want to update the software or not. So what happens is, when your iPhone is packed in the box, the iPhone has a different iOS version. But during the time when your iPhone is packed in the box and when it reaches to your hands, Apple releases some software updates and bug fixes in between. So basically it is important to update your software so that you remain on the latest version. But I'm not going to do that right now because you can also do that later in settings. So I'll update later and proceed with that. And further, it will inform you regarding the data and privacy, how Apple collects your data and how it uses that. So just tap continue, or you can learn more as well if you want. But just tap continue, and after that you'll get the option to decide who is using this iPhone, whether you want to set the age range for your child or any teen or adult. So since I am adult, I'll select this one. Next, you'll get the option to set up your Face ID on iPhone. So if you want to set up your Face ID, all you have to do is tap continue and then position your phone's camera to your face like this and then tap get started. Next, you will see this frame in which you have to move your head like this and complete the face scan. And once the face scan is completed, the face ID is set up, but further you can decide whether you want to use the face ID with a mask or not. I'm not going to use it with a mask, so I'll select don't use face ID with a mask. And after that, the first face ID scan is complete and the face ID is set up on this iPhone. Next, simply tap continue and then create an iPhone passcode. Here you can simply enter any passcode that you want to set for your iPhone's security. So just enter anything, the 6-digit one, or if you want to change that to 4-digit, you can tap on passcode option and choose any of these options like custom alpha numeric code or custom numeric code or 4-digit numeric code. I'll go with 4-digit one and set just this one. Then you need to re-enter the passcode, and after that the passcode will be set up on your iPhone. Next, it will ask whether you want to transfer any apps or data or not. So from this screen you can transfer your apps and data from other devices, other phones, or from iCloud backup as well. Here you get various options to decide from where you want to transfer your apps and data. You can see here I'm getting the from iCloud backup option. So if you have already got any iCloud backup, you can tap on this and log in with your iCloud email ID, and then after logging into your iCloud account, you'll get the option to select the backup from which you want to recover. But since we are going to set up it as a new user, so we don't have any iCloud backup right now. And further, if you already have got any older iPhone and you want to move your data from that iPhone, you also get the option to move from another iPhone. And next, you also get the option to set up your iPhone from your Mac or PC. So if you already have got any Mac device or Windows PC, you can select this option and transfer your data from that as well. And finally, there is the option to transfer from Android as well. So if you previously have been an Android user, you can select this option and transfer your data from your Android phone to iPhone. But since we are going to set up this iPhone as a new iPhone, so we will select this option, that is don't transfer anything, because we don't want to transfer anything and set it up as a new iPhone. Next, it will ask you to sign into your Apple ID. If you already have got any Apple account or Apple ID or iCloud account, you can log in with that here. And if you don't have any, you can tap on forgot password or don't have an account and then proceed to create a free Apple account here. And when you select that, you get the option to enter your details and create a new Apple ID. At this point, if you want to create an Apple ID, you can do that as well. But since I have already created a video on how to create a free Apple ID account, which you can tap here to watch that video, so I won't go into step-by-step instructions on how to create Apple ID. Instead, I'll simply go back and go with the option that says set up later in settings, because you can always log into your Apple ID or create a free Apple ID account on your iPhone inside settings later on. So just go with don't use and further agree to the terms and conditions. If you want, you can read that as well, or you can simply tap agree. And next, you can decide whether you want to update your iPhone automatically or not. If you want to keep your iPhone updated with the latest updates, you can tap continue. But I don't recommend that option because that will automatically install any new updates on your iPhone, which isn't my preference. So I simply keep it only download automatically, because that will simply download it and I'll have the option to decide whether I want to install that or not. Next, it will inform you regarding the iMessage and FaceTime. So simply tap continue if you want to use that, and further you can decide whether you want to turn on location services or not. Turning on location services is important for specific apps like Maps, which uses your location. So turn on location services, and after that just proceed to set up an eSIM. Here it is worth noting that in the Indian version of iPhone 17 series, we have got the SIM slot here, but in other countries there is no SIM slot and you have to rely on the eSIM only. So if you want to use the physical SIM, you can insert that here using your SIM ejector tool, or you can use the eSIM only as well. You can set up an eSIM on your iPhone using these options, either using the QR code that the network provider has provided you, or using the option that says transfer from nearby iPhone. So if you already have got the eSIM on your another iPhone, you can transfer that from that iPhone to this one. I have already created a video to transfer eSIM from one iPhone to another. You can simply tap here to watch that video. Alright, we are not going to set up an eSIM right now on this iPhone, so we will set it up later and select this option which says set up later. Next, it will ask you to set up screen time for your iPhone. So screen time is basically a way to measure and track how much time you are spending on which apps, and depending upon the report you can decide which apps you have to keep using or which ones you are getting addicted to, and you have to cut down the time for that. So it's a pretty useful feature if you want to track and measure your time for the apps uses. So I'll go with continue, and after that it will ask to share your analytics data from iPhone. Basically Apple requires some analytics data of your iPhone uses, which is by the way sent anonymously so that they can improve their products and services. If you are okay with that, you can share with Apple, or if you are like me who don't want to share your user data, you can select don't share. And further you can decide whether you want to set the light mode or dark mode for display. Here you'll see the light mode will show like this and dark mode will show like this. And the best one in my preference is the auto, which will basically turn on light mode or dark mode depending upon your environment. So if it is daytime, your iPhone will automatically turn on light mode, or if it is night time, your iPhone will turn on the dark mode. So you get best of both worlds without having to change settings every now and then. So just go with auto and tap continue. And further you can set up Apple Intelligence here because your iPhone is already compatible for Apple Intelligence. So tap set up Apple Intelligence, and further it will ask how you want to use the camera control button. As you can see, your iPhone has already got a camera control button, so you can decide whether you want to light press that to adjust zoom exposure and more or not. Depending upon your preference, you can either turn it on or keep it disabled. Next, tap continue, and after that it will ask how you want to use the camera control button for visual intelligence. As you can see, it is demonstrating how you can use the camera control button for visual intelligence. So you can simply long press the camera control button and that will activate the visual intelligence on your iPhone. So tap continue, and after that the Apple Intelligence is set up on your iPhone. Next, it's time to set up the action button on your iPhone. As your iPhone has got an action button here, which is basically the replacement of a ringer switch from older iPhones. Now you can set it up and customize to use for any other action as well, and you can set that up here. So tap customize and select whether you want to keep the action button for using silent mode or focus mode, camera, visual intelligence, torch, voice memo, recognizing music using Shazam, or translating, or magnifier, or shortcut, accessibility, or no action. I prefer to keep it the old way, that is for activating the silent mode. So I'll go with that option and tap continue. If you want, you can decide and choose other as well. Next, it's time to set up Siri. So you can tap on continue and go with speaking to Siri here. So tap continue again and then continue again as well. Next, it's time to say what is showing on your screen. You can say, "Hey Siri, how is the weather?" "Hey Siri, send a message." "Hey Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes." "Hey Siri, get directions home." "Hey Siri, play some music." And once you do that, the Siri is ready to be used on your iPhone. Next, tap continue, and after that you can decide which voice you want to use for Siri on your iPhone.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as
The colors of the sky fade with the.
So depending upon your preference, you can decide which voice you want to use. And once you select that, simply tap continue, and after that you'll get the welcome screen like this. So your iPhone is ready and it's been activated now. It's time to use it. So just tap get started. And now your new iPhone is set up and ready to be used. So this is how you set up and activate your new iPhone 17 series. And further, if you want, you can always go to settings and log into your Apple account or create an Apple ID from here and change other settings as well. I hope you found this video helpful. And by the way, if you want to know what are the first few things you should do on your new iPhone 17 series, make sure you tap here to watch this video. Thanks for watching.